Hello everyone. I'm sitting here just having a cup of tea and thinking about something that happened a couple of days ago. I had to deliver a form for one of my little businesses up to the county courthouse. And I had an interesting sort of time there. I noticed as I went in, and I took the stairs up because I knew the room I needed to go to was only on the second floor. So there's a sort of big central stairwell there in the building, and I just took the stairs. And as I did, I noticed that every marble step had a little curve in it. Every step is carved out just slightly to make a little hollow space from people stepping on it over the odd 150 years or so. I think that courthouse was built slightly after the Civil War. And if you ever notice, and I'll bet you do this too, I found myself doing it, when you're going up steps like that, you sort of strike your foot, you kind of plant the ball of your foot as you come down. And from all those people over the 150 years going up those steps, they've made little hollows for the width of the step on every single slab of marble. I found that rather interesting. We don't sort of just step when we go up those sorts of stairs. We kind of strike each stair. We make a statement with a step. And it reminded me of something that's actually kind of funny in my mind. I used to live near a place that gave tours of a building that was built by a man who had marble quarries. And he built this for his young wife. And this was supposed to be this magnificent, wonderful, wonderful, elegant home. And he not only built the home with thick stone walls, but he also built tables and, a lot of even the normal furnishings, quote unquote, were built of marble in this home. And all different kinds of marble. And the marble itself was magnificent. It was just beautiful. But they moved in and found that even though every room in this place had a fireplace, they could not keep it warm. And they couldn't keep it warm because, of course, the stone holds the cold so well. But also they couldn't keep it warm because the fireplace would cause condensate. So even though they'd have a fire going, they'd have the ceilings dripping on them, and water would literally gently run down the walls. Could you imagine trying to have dinner and your ceiling is dripping water on you from the condensate all the time? Anyway, it turned out they couldn't live there. And it was very sad, but there's something also just a little bit humorous in it. But back to the courthouse. Those buildings do tend to be cooler in the summer just because the thickness of the stone walls they usually have and all that marble inside, it really does keep a place much cooler. And sometimes you get that sort of feel of dampness in them, so there's even a little condensate there. And do you notice how those buildings always have a certain unique, identifiable, but kind of undefinable smell to them? They always have a characteristic little odor to them. I think that must have something to do with the stone as well. But anyway, I got home, I delivered my paper, got home, or my form rather, got home, and I realized driving home that that building really is a repository for human lives. All the major events in human lives get recorded there, you know? All the hopes and beginnings and dreams, all the births and the marriage licenses and driver's licenses all get brought there, kept there, recorded there. All the middle life activities get recorded there, things like matters of taxes and zoning and appraisals and property transactions. And think of all the oaths a building like that has heard just from the little court system that's in it. And of all the testimonials and disputes, all the sentences and settlements and, oh my goodness, so many things. It's a day-to-day recording. And then, of course, all the conclusions, all the divorces and the deaths and endings of all sorts. They're all recorded there. And of course, in 150 years, I can just see going up those stairs the fashions of the different eras, you know, and the little kids hanging on to their moms. Because people would have still been in sunbonnets and billowy skirts when that opened. And then, you know, time went by and I'm sure the flapper period was recorded in the dress that went up those stairs, the dresses up those stairs. And from there, you know, gradually onto that certain characteristic style that was in the 40s during the wars. And then the bobby soxers of the 50s and the sack dresses in the early 60s. And then, oh, of course, the crazy things people wore in the 70s. The 70 fashions were really funny, by our standards now at least. Anyway, all the different fashions right on up to what we have today, and all the different modes of transportation. That building has hitching posts outside that still stand there. So, you know, we went from a horse and horses and buggies through all the cars, you know, the Model A, the Model T. I'll bet some car, even an Etzel, probably parked there at one time. And now, everything, even electrical, stopping there, doing its business. Just interesting sometimes to pause and, at least for me it is, to pause and think about the sort of secret life of a building like that, the secret life of a county courthouse. Anyway, see you tomorrow.